Braden Darsky.
1,000 to 1,000. This is let you need them. So there's just something about broken families, broken hearts, and like especially kids from divorce, where you kind of develop, I don't need anybody. I can do this on my own. Because like there's so much defense mechanism in that. There's so much, if I don't need them when they leave, I won't miss them when they leave. You have so much fear of abandonment, dread of abandonment. It's like if you can already just live in the existence that they're already gone, then when they finally do leave, then it doesn't surprise you, doesn't shock you, doesn't faze you. You're just so tough. Anyway, I'm 31. My dad left when I was 8. And next puzzle piece is I I've got a new aunt. Along my path, I was talking to this gal, and at one point we're talking about how her mom died and my mom died. I'm like, do you do your Bible? Because I see my mom. I feel my mom all the time. Sometimes I see my mom while I'm awake, and I see her a lot in dreams. And I said at 20 minutes in the Bible, I could see my mom. But at 30 minutes in the Bible, I was able to hear my mom while in dreams. And so she just broke down because she didn't even know this was a gentle breakdown because she didn't even know that this could be a thing. And like she's sharing her brokenness, I'm sharing my brokenness. I'm like, do you want to be my aunt? And she's like, yeah. And so instant family. But today, like a week later, I let myself need her as my aunt. And as soon as I did that, it was like taking off an old coat or taking off a backpack after a 20-mile hike. That's exactly what it felt like. Something fell off my heart today when I let myself need my new aunt. We'll call her Becky. When I let myself need this person. There was a freedom, there was a letting go, and there was a freedom. And there's a lighterness to it, there's a lightness to it. It was like 8 or 12 pounds, which may not sound like a lot, but if you have like 8 or 12 pounds in your backpack and you go on a 5-mile hike and you take it off at the end of the 5-mile hike, at the end of the day, at the end of a 4 or 5 hour hike, you're like, oh wow, 8 or 12 pounds really adds up. Whoa. That's exactly what I went through today. Letting myself need her in my life. Letting myself need Aunt Becky. One 1,000, 2,000 in continuation of the puzzle piece. You know, in middle school, I never really put the connection between bathing and smelling good. I just never made that connection. Mostly because I was lazy and didn't want to make that connection. It wasn't that I couldn't make that connection, I just didn't want to make that connection. And you don't bathe, you kind of stink. And in 7th and 8th grade, I kind of stink. But what I would do is I would try and mask the stank with more coats and more coats and more coats. And the problem is, the hotter you are, the more you're sweating and the more stink, and it just feeds itself. It feeds itself. A perfect parallel would be like when the fat man is sad, he's fat, so he eats more ice cream. And it just feeds on itself and builds on itself. And it's a downward spiral. But when you finally get home and take those coats off, those sweaty, stinky coats, that's what it felt like today. when I finally let myself need Aunt Becky. I felt like, wow, I just took off an old sweaty coat, and it feels like what you'd imagine shedding skin to be. Like you're shedding that old version of yourself. You're letting that old version of yourself go. And for me, my go-tos are the monarch, butterfly / caterpillar, centipedes. What else sheds skin? Crabs, snakes, but I'm not really connecting emotionally with snakes right now. But yeah, caterpillars and centipedes feels exactly like when you watch a caterpillar shed its skin or a centipede shed its skin, you're like, that is how I'm feeling right now. One 1,000, 2 1,000, in continuation. You need to do your Bible, minimum 20 minutes a day. You need to do your rosary, minimum 20 minutes a day. 1 1,000, 2 1,000, in continuation. There's such a natural clicking with this new aunt, and it's like there was so much healing and growth for me as a person. And it's like that brokenness was always there, and that needing other people was always there, and it's like I was just hurting myself, trying to protect myself. I was preventing my own self-development, my own self-growth. I'm still just marinating in that. But yeah, it's like, as soon as I let myself need Aunt Becky, there's so much healing and connection there, and I was like, it's like, wow, I've been carrying around this brokenness for so long, and all I've been doing was just keeping myself broken. 1 1,000, 2 1,000, in continuation. Another really cool thing is it raises your standards across the board, across your heart. Even relationships I've had for a while, it's like, hey, I don't just like you anymore. Now I need you. I had so much pleasurable healing sensation in my right leg. It was like 3 inches above my ankle. Wow. It also grants you a deeper appreciation for the family you already had. Because now you have a deeper acceptance of them, and you're in need of them. Like, you need these people. More healing up my arms. In continuation, I just had this most delicious exhale I've had in a long time. It was almost like having a breath of hot chocolate and just... wow.